Pause right now and listen closely, because what I'm about to share isn't just another message scrolling past your feed. It's a divine wake-up call hitting you square in the chest, tailored for the one soul tuning in, who knows deep down they've been carrying an invisible weight, wondering why their quiet faithfulness feels overlooked, while flashy deeds get all the applause. You've prayed through the silence, pushed through trials when no one noticed. And yeah, maybe you've even questioned if God sees the real you, grinding it out day after day without fanfare. This revelation is exploding onto your screen today, because your hidden attitude, the one that stays rock solid when life's beating you down, is the exact spark that's about to shatter how you see your spiritual identity, forever proving you're not just another face in the crowd, but a force that's already moved heaven in ways you can't imagine. Brace yourself for a truth that will forever reshape your grasp on who you truly are at your core. God unleashed a thunderous scream. He refrained from shedding quiet tears. He held back any soft exhale. He went beyond a faint emotional ripple. Instead, he roared with overwhelming power. And as I recount this scream picture, an incident of such staggering magnitude and utter infrequency amid the eternal heavenly spheres, that Lucifer himself, the relentless prosecutor who never ceases his barrage of blame, plunged into total, stunned quietude. Your unwavering daily mindset is precisely what ignited that heavenly outcry from God. While these words wash over you in this precise instant, chances are you're shaking your head, convinced I've targeted the wrong listener entirely. Perhaps you're assuming this profound word is reserved for some elite figure of destiny, a saintly powerhouse, or an individual wholly surrendered to monumental feats of devotion. Let me dismantle that false notion right here and now, without a second's hesitation. That earth-shaking scream from above wasn't sparked by any flashy, larger-than-life exploit. No, it arose straight from your ordinary rhythm of existence, your enduring core outlook, and those raw, unfiltered responses you offer in the hidden corners of life where no eyes are upon you. Such enduring authenticity outshines any one-off spectacle by an infinite margin, marking a rarity that heaven itself treasures beyond measure. Hit that subscribe button on this channel this very moment and switch on every single notification alert. These game-changing disclosures I'm on the verge of unveiling about the way your understated, persistent mindset can unleash seismic shifts across the spiritual cosmos are being purposefully concealed from folks exactly like you. Those harboring an extraordinary spiritual potency they haven't yet tapped into or fully comprehended. Stick around until the very last second, because I'll lay out in crystal clear detail exactly what unfolded from your side, the compelling factors that drove God to erupt in that scream rather than resting in serene observation, and precisely how your fiercest foe in the unseen realm was struck dumb, mouth agape, the instant your mindset laid bare the profound reality of your God-given essence. In the spiritual realm, a profound dynamic often escapes human perception. For the most part, the divine observes the unfolding saga of humanity with a quiet, knowing gaze. Yet, contrary to popular belief that God is always overtly intervening, there are specific, poignant moments that compel the Almighty to pause his silent watch, shifting from observation to active engagement. These are not arbitrary instances, but critical junctures when certain human conditions or responses evoke a powerful, undeniable reaction from the heavens. It is in these rare and significant intervals that the spiritual framework directly intersects with our earthly existence, revealing a deeper interaction than we typically imagine. What then stirs the Creator from his profound stillness? The ancient scriptures offer a profound clue piercing through the veil of mystery to reveal the very criteria for divine intervention. 2 Chronicles chapter 16 verse 9 powerfully declares that, "For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong on behalf of those whose heart is loyal to him." This verse is not merely a poetic expression. It delineates a precise divine mandate, highlighting that God's active power is meticulously deployed, searching specifically for a profound quality within the human spirit. It is a testament to the selective yet utterly potent nature of heaven's responsiveness, always seeking a heart that remains unwavering. This profound loyalty, however, is not manifested in the grandeur of public spectacle or through a display of dazzling heroic acts that capture worldly acclaim. What truly moves heaven to startle and prompt a divine reaction is a far more subtle, yet infinitely more powerful testament to character, your steadfast attitude forged and maintained in the crucible of darkness when absolutely no one is watching. It is the quiet resilience of your spirit, the integrity of your resolve when unobserved by human eyes, and the unwavering commitment to goodness even in the depths of adversity that registers most profoundly in the spiritual ledger. This unyielding inner posture, far more than outward achievement, defines the moments that compel divine engagement. To grasp the true essence of this divine attentiveness, a deeply ingrained common misconception must be fundamentally shattered and replaced with an enlightened understanding. The concept of the chosen one is often erroneously associated with an individual who walks an unblemished path, untouched by error or imperfection, a paragon of faultless existence. However, the profound truth reveals a different narrative. Entirely, the chosen one is not defined by an absence of mistakes, but rather by an unyielding spirit that resolutely refuses to allow the most challenging of circumstances, the deepest wounds, or the most profound betrayals to fundamentally alter their inherently good nature. It is this unwavering preservation of inner goodness, despite external pressures, that truly marks the divinely appointed. Consider the multitude of trials and injustices you may have faced, the myriad situations that presented you with thousands of legitimate, understandable reasons to surrender to bitterness, to succumb to cruelty, or to pursue vengeful retribution. Yet in the face of such profound provocations, you consistently chose the path of peace, a testament to an inner strength that transcends mere human will. This conscious and persistent choice echoes the timeless wisdom articulated in Romans chapter 12, verse 21, which powerfully instructs us, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." Your unwavering decision to uphold peace and goodness, even when faced with overwhelming negativity, is not merely an act of restraint, but a profound spiritual victory, a proactive engagement that actively disarms the forces of darkness and powerfully affirms your core nature. Indeed, it is precisely this internal fortitude, this quiet triumph of spirit over prevailing darkness, that elicits a profound divine reaction. The sustained act of maintaining a soft, compassionate heart within a world that relentlessly seeks to harden and embitter, is in the eyes of the Creator a miracle far exceeding the most spectacular physical feats. We often marvel at tales of mountains being moved or seas being parted, grand demonstrations of power that defy the laws of nature and captivate human imagination with their sheer scale. Yet these external manifestations, while awe-inspiring and testament to immense power, often pale in comparison to the intricate, deeply personal, and infinitely more challenging miracle of preserving an unyielding tenderness, a forgiving spirit, and an unwavering commitment to kindness amidst relentless cruelty, pervasive injustice, and profound personal suffering. This internal alchemy, the refusal to allow external harshness to corrupt one's core essence, represents a victory not over elements, but over the very forces that seek to twist and deform the human soul, making it a profound testament to grace that resonates deeply within the spiritual realm and truly catches heaven's discerning gaze. It is a quiet defiance, a sacred stubbornness against cynicism that truly marks the extraordinary. This profound understanding of divine recognition, which elevates the unseen internal struggle above the visible external achievement, finds its unwavering scriptural bedrock in 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7, a timeless declaration that pierces through the superficiality of human judgment. The Lord does not see as man sees, for man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. In a world perpetually obsessed with optics, with public performance, and with the meticulously polished veneer of success, this verse serves as a crucial and fundamental reorientation of perspective. Humanity, limited by its finite senses and its inherent biases towards what is immediately perceptible, often evaluates worth, character, and achievement based on visible accomplishments, public acclaim, or even simply the absence of overt failures. But the Creator, whose omniscient gaze penetrates beyond all temporary facades and superficial presentations, is neither swayed by external grandeur nor deterred by outward humility. His discerning eyes probe the deepest recesses of the soul, seeking not flawless perfection in action, but rather unblemished purity in intention, steadfastness in character, and the genuine, unyielding nature of the heart. It is this divine focus on the inner landscape, the true wellspring of one's being, and the crucible of one's choices that authentically elevates the quiet miracle of a preserved, soft heart above any mere fleeting external display of power or prestige, making it the true currency of divine favor. Consequently, and as a natural extension of this divine insight, the authentic essence of one's attitude cannot be faked or maintained indefinitely under duress. Much like real gold, which does not fear the intense heat of the refiner's fire, the true nature of a chosen one is revealed most clearly and unequivocally when tested in the harrowing furnace of affliction. In the ordinary course of life, it is relatively easy to project an image of composure, kindness, or unwavering faith. Such outward displays can be meticulously crafted and sustained for a time. However, when the fires of tribulation rage, when circumstances conspire to strip away every comfort and challenge every conviction, the veneer of pretense inevitably cracks and crumbles. It is in these moments of intense pressure, where pain is acute and hope seems distant, that the inherent purity and resilience of one's character come to the fore. Just as impurities are purged from precious metals through extreme heat, the trials of life expose the true composition of the soul. Those who possess an unyielding good nature, a profound inner peace, and an unwavering commitment to integrity will emerge from the crucible, not diminished, but refine their true spiritual radiance, shining all the more brightly. Conversely, those whose inner core is brittle or counterfeit will find their carefully constructed facades collapsing, revealing a fragile and inconsistent spirit that cannot withstand the test. It is precisely because this intrinsic attitude carries immeasurably greater spiritual weight than mere outward action that you, the carrier of such a profound and true anti-essence, must invariably endure heavier and more relentless pressure than others. This is not a punitive measure, but an unavoidable consequence of the spiritual dynamics at play. If God's ultimate focus is on the heart, and if the unyielding goodness of that heart is considered a greater miracle than moving mountains, then the testing of that attitude becomes paramount. Every choice to remain kind in the face of cruelty, every decision to forgive when vengeance seems justified, every moment of peace cultivated amidst chaos generates a potent spiritual energy that resonates throughout the unseen realms. This spiritual weight, this pure essence you carry, inherently challenges the dominion of darkness, and therefore it attracts a commensurate level of opposition. Your unwavering resolve and untainted spirit are perceived as a threat to those forces that thrive on bitterness, corruption, and despair. Thus, the increased pressure you experience is not a random misfortune or a sign of divine oversight. Rather, it is a testament to the immense value and profound spiritual impact of the incorruptible treasure you hold within, making you a target for intense strategic resistance from the kingdom of darkness. Therefore, the crushing pressure you are currently enduring must not be misinterpreted as a disheartening sign that you are on the wrong path, or that you have somehow fallen out of favor. On the contrary, this very pressure serves as irrefutable and profound proof that you are holding on to something immensely valuable, something the enemy desperately wants to steal, corrupt, or destroy. It is a common human inclination to view suffering as an indicator of error, a punishment for missteps, or a sign that one is disconnected from divine blessing. However, for the chosen one, this narrative is fundamentally flawed. Your struggles are not evidence of your weakness, but rather a validation of your strength and the preciousness of your internal integrity. Imagine a priceless jewel or an irreplaceable artifact. It is precisely its value that makes it a target for thieves and necessitates layers of protection. In the spiritual realm, your steadfast heart, your uncompromised character, and your refusal to succumb to bitterness are invaluable assets representing a potent light in a world often shrouded in darkness. The enemy does not bother with empty vessels or barren fields. He meticulously targets what possesses lifelight and significant spiritual worth. Thus, the intensity of the pressure you face is a direct reflection of the immense spiritual treasure you carry within you, confirming your significance and the profound threat you pose to the forces of corruption. It is a profound misconception to equate the intensity of your struggles with an inherent weakness or a lack of spiritual efficacy. This narrative, often whispered by doubt and amplified by external pressures, is a deceptive snare designed to undermine your divine purpose. Understand this fundamental truth. You are not being attacked because you are fragile, flawed, or inconsequential. Rather, you are targeted precisely because you embody an intrinsic value, a profound spiritual essence that poses a direct and existential threat to the very foundations of the kingdom of darkness. Your very existence, your continued steadfastness, and the light you carry are not merely tolerated by the unseen forces of opposition. They are actively perceived as an affront, a challenge to their dominion, and thus provoke an aggressive, calculated response. This is why the battles you face often feel disproportionate to your perceived capacity, for the adversary is not contending with a fleeting shadow, but with a formidable force of light and truth. The depth of the attack is a direct measure of the magnitude of the threat you represent, an unmistakable affirmation of your potent spiritual worth. You are not a casualty of circumstance, but a strategically important asset in a cosmic conflict, and your adversaries recognize this truth far more clearly than you often allow yourself to believe. The relentless assault is not a sign of your worthlessness, but irrefutable evidence of your profound significance and the inherent power of the divine potential residing within you. It signifies that you possess something so precious and so dangerous to the enemy's agenda that a concerted effort is being made to neutralize it, a testament to the fact that you are far from weak, but rather exceptionally strong and deeply valued in the spiritual economy. Your trials are not arbitrary punishments, but strategic engagements aimed at destabilizing a crucial pillar of light in the world. To underscore this vital truth, consider a timeless analogy. A thief never bothers to break into an empty house, a vacant property devoid of valuables. The very act of intrusion, the calculated risk, the effort expended all unequivocally confirm the presence of something worth stealing. This profound spiritual principle is echoed in John chapter 10, verse 10, where it is starkly declared that the thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. This passage is not merely a metaphor. It is a spiritual diagnostic revealing the precise nature and intent of the adversarial forces you face. The thief here is not interested in what is barren or lifeless. His target is always that which possesses lifelight and inherent worth. Therefore, the attempts to steal your peace, joy, or purpose, to kill your hope and dreams, or to destroy your faith and integrity are not random acts of malice. They are meticulously orchestrated strategies aimed at the specific life you carry. The divine spark, the incorruptible nature, the unique calling that resides within you. The adversary's fervent desire to dismantle your spirit, to sow seeds of discord and despair, serves as undeniable evidence of the preciousness of what you hold. This incessant targeting is not a reflection of your vulnerability, but rather a direct testament to the profound spiritual richness and vitality that emanates from you, making you a coveted prize, a valuable asset whose neutralization is deemed critical by the forces of darkness. Your house, your spirit is not empty. It is filled with treasures that the enemy desperately seeks to plunder, confirming the extraordinary spiritual value you represent in the grand tapestry of existence. This priceless treasure, the essence that provokes such fervent opposition, is not some transient display of talent or an earthly measure of status, nor is it merely intellectual prowess or outward charisma. What truly distinguishes you and makes hell tremble is a far more profound and rare quality: your incorruptibility. This is a steadfastness of spirit, an unyielding commitment to goodness and truth, even in the most corrosive and challenging environments. Incorruptibility means that your core being remains untainted by the bitterness, cynicism, and moral decay that so readily permeate the world around you. It signifies a refusal to compromise your values, to trade your integrity for fleeting comfort, or to allow external pressures to distort your inner compass. It is the ability to maintain a soft heart in a harsh world, to extend kindness where none is given, and to uphold justice even when it comes at a personal cost. This is why it is so rare. It is not cultivated through ease or prosperity, but forged in the crucible of adversity, refined by trials that would break a lesser spirit. Hell trembles not because you perform miracles or wield overt power, but because your very existence, your pure and unwavering nature, stands as a living contradiction to its agenda of deceit, despair, and destruction. Your incorruptibility is a beacon of hope, a tangible demonstration that divine goodness can indeed persist and thrive amidst the deepest darkness, proving that the enemy's attempts to corrupt and defile are ultimately futile against a heart anchored in divine truth. It is a quiet yet formidable spiritual weapon that disarms the forces of evil by denying them the very material they need to operate within your life: bitterness, resentment, and moral decay. Indeed, the very fact of your sustained and arduous testing is paradoxically a testament to your unyielding strength. If your spirit were easily swayed, if your resolve fractured under the slightest strain, or if you were predisposed to compromise your sacred principles at the first sign of discomfort, you would not be enduring the profound and relentless pressures that currently define your path. The adversary, in its insidious wisdom, only invests significant effort where there is significant resistance. A structure prone to collapse requires minimal force to bring down. Conversely, a fortress with deep foundations demands a continuous, powerful siege. Your unwavering stand, your consistent choice to uphold integrity, kindness, and faith in the face of profound provocation serves as a clear indication that you possess an inner fortitude that few others do. Your resistance to corruption, to despair, and to succumbing to the world's allure is not merely a passive act. It is an active, powerful exertion of spiritual muscle. This sustained resistance, this refusal to yield, is the precise measure of your inner strength, a strength forged in fire and polished by enduring trials. It demonstrates that you are not a fleeting flame easily extinguished, but a deep-seated, resilient fire that, though tested, burns ever brighter. The intensity of the test you face is therefore not a sign of your weakness, but an undeniable affirmation of the profound inner power you possess, a power that the enemy recognizes and desperately seeks to neutralize, knowing that a compromised, chosen one is far less threatening than an incorruptible one. Your enduring resistance is the spiritual metric by which your extraordinary resilience and unwavering commitment to your divine nature are truly quantified, revealing a depth of character that is both rare and divinely significant. As you stand firm in your incorruptibility and demonstrate your profound inner strength, it is crucial to understand that the spiritual battlefield is not devoid of specific adversaries and insidious tactics. In the intricate spiritual realm, there exists a persistent and malevolent entity known as the accuser, whose primary mission is to tirelessly scrutinize your every action, to meticulously search for any error, flaw, or moment of weakness, and then to magnify these imperfections before the divine court, and perhaps more insidiously within the chambers of your own mind. This accuser operates with a relentless focus, not on your triumphs or your consistent acts of goodness, but on isolated failures, perceived shortcomings, and the inevitable missteps that are part of the human condition. Its aim is to sow seeds of guilt, shame, and unworthiness, to convince you that your efforts are futile, your prayers unheard, and your divine appointment revoked due to your imperfections. It thrives on creating internal discord, exploiting your insecurities, and constructing elaborate narratives of self-condemnation. The accuser seeks to diminish your light by highlighting every shadow, to invalidate your consistency by pointing to a single lapse. This constant vigilance, this relentless pursuit of your perceived faults, is a potent psychological weapon designed to erode your confidence, sap your spiritual energy, and ultimately to distance you from the very source of strength and grace that empowers your incorruptibility. Its goal is not to correct you, but to condemn you, to ensure that you remain perpetually burdened by the weight of your past and the fear of future mistakes, thereby incapacitating your spiritual efficacy and undermining your profound value as a chosen one. Indeed, the insidious nature of this spiritual warfare is not merely conceptual, but is profoundly rooted in scriptural revelation. The Bible itself corroborates this unrelenting spiritual assault, painting a vivid picture of a courtroom drama playing out in the unseen realms. It is precisely this celestial confrontation that solidifies the reality of the internal and external battles you face. This perpetual scrutiny is not a figment of imagination, but a divine truth that contextualizes your journey. Thus, when we turn to Revelation chapter 12, verse 10, the text powerfully affirms the very existence and tireless activity of this adversary, declaring the accuser of our brethren who accuse them before our God day and night. This verse is not just a theological statement. It is a profound declaration that sheds light on the ceaseless pressure you encounter. It reveals that there is a malevolent entity whose singular focus is to indict, to discredit, and to sow seeds of doubt about your worthiness and your divine calling. Day and night without respite, this accuser presents your perceived failures and shortcomings before the divine throne, hoping to nullify the very grace and purpose that mark you as chosen. Understanding this constant accusation offers solace and clarity, for it confirms that the trials you face are not arbitrary, but part of a larger spiritual narrative, validating the intensity of your struggle and reinforcing the significance of your steadfastness. It underscores that your battles are not merely against flesh and blood, but against principalities that seek to undermine your inherent value and divine appointment, relentlessly attempting to erode your conviction and separate you from your spiritual inheritance through a barrage of ceaseless indictment. Yet amidst this relentless spiritual onslaught, there lies an empowering truth, a profound insight into the very mechanism of spiritual defense that renders the accuser's tactics ultimately futile. The enemy's power of accusation, while persistent and cunning, is fundamentally limited in its efficacy. It thrives on isolation, on magnified moments of error, and on actions that are disparate and disconnected from a larger pattern. Its venom primarily targets scattered transgressions, individual missteps that can be easily highlighted and distorted. However, this potent weapon of indictment loses its sharpness, becoming utterly powerless when confronted with the unyielding force of a consistent lifestyle of integrity. When your life is characterized by a sustained commitment to righteousness, by an unwavering adherence to divine principles, and by a daily choice to walk in truth, the accuser finds no substantial ground for his claims. A single lapse, while regrettable, cannot define a life lived in consistent devotion. It is this unbroken chain of intentional moral uprightness, forged through trials and sustained by faith, that creates an impenetrable shield against the accuser's fiery darts. Your unwavering character, built over time and proven through adversity, denies him the fragmented material he desperately needs to construct a convincing case, effectively disarming his most potent weapon and revealing the true resilience of the divine essence within you. This profound understanding reveals why the occasional stumble, the inevitable moment of human weakness, cannot ultimately define or condemn you in the eyes of the divine, nor can it serve as potent ammunition for the accuser. While you may indeed be rigorously scrutinized and every fleeting misstep meticulously magnified by adversarial forces, the true measure of your spirit is not found in an unattainable perfection, but in the unwavering trajectory of your heart. What fundamentally silences the demonic chorus of condemnation is not a flawless record, but a faithful attitude steadfastly maintained not just for days or weeks, but through years of relentless suffering and profound adversity. It is this resilient spirit, this unyielding commitment to goodness, even when circumstances dictate otherwise, that speaks volumes. The accuser may point to an isolated incident, but he cannot deny the enduring pattern of a life consistently striving for honor and truth, even when the path is fraught with pain and the burdens are heavy. Your enduring integrity, forged in the crucible of prolonged suffering, stands as an irrefutable testament to your divine nature, a testament that no force, not even the devil himself, can genuinely dispute or ultimately overcome. This steadfastness in the face of prolonged hardship is the true hallmark of a chosen vessel, distinguishing you from those who falter under transient pressures. The power of this consistent good conduct is not merely a philosophical ideal, but a divinely ordained mechanism for spiritual warfare, explicitly validated and empowered by Scripture. Your steadfastness is not just admirable, it is an active weapon, a strategic deployment of your character against the forces that seek to undermine you. The Apostle Peter, in his first epistle, chapter 2, verse 15, eloquently confirms this profound truth, declaring, "For this is the will of God, that by doing good you may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men." This powerful biblical injunction underscores that your unwavering dedication to righteous living is not simply a personal virtue. It is a divine mandate designed to disarm and ultimately silence the enemy. Your consistent acts of goodness, your patient endurance, and your unwavering commitment to your divine principles serve as an irrefutable testimony that renders the accuser's charges impotent. This profound truth culminates in the realization that the ultimate victory, the zenith of your spiritual journey, is not contingent upon an impossible state of flawlessness or an absence of human error. It is not about achieving perfection, a standard unattainable in this earthly realm, which the accuser so skillfully exploits to sow condemnation. Instead, the greatest triumph, the most resounding affirmation of your divine calling lies in a deeper, more internal transformation. The enemy's inability to discover his own material, his preferred instruments of destruction, like bitterness, resentment, deceit, or unyielding malice residing within your spirit. This means that despite every provocation, every injustice, every reason you might have had to surrender to cynicism or vengeance, you have steadfastly refused to allow these corrosive elements to take root in the sacred garden of your heart. Your victory is in the profound purification of your inner landscape, a testament to your unyielding commitment to maintain a pure and noble essence. When the accuser searches your soul, hoping to find fertile ground for his accusations, he is met not with his expected harvest of darkness, but with an incorruptible spirit, a heart that through divine grace and personal resolve has purged itself of the very ingredients he needs to fuel his destructive agenda. This internal sanctity, this unblemished core, is the true measure of your spiritual power and the most profound form of triumph over the forces of darkness. As we continue this profound journey of self-discovery and spiritual affirmation, it is crucial to move beyond theoretical understanding and engage in honest introspection. To truly grasp the essence of who you are, to recognize the divine blueprint etched within your very being, we invite you to reflect on your life through three unmistakable signs. These are not arbitrary markers, but profound indicators of an incorruptible spirit, a testament to the divine work within you that sets you apart from the transient nature of the world. The first of these illuminating signs is an unwavering consistency, particularly evident in your ability to remain kind even when confronted with unkindness, a clear demonstration that you are not one to live a double life. This consistency goes far beyond superficial pleasantries. It speaks to an intrinsic, deeply rooted compassion that refuses to be extinguished by external negativity. When faced with rudeness, betrayal, or undeserved animosity, a truly chosen spirit does not retaliate in kind, nor does it allow bitterness to take root. Instead, it maintains an internal posture of grace and understanding, not out of weakness, but out of an immense spiritual strength that mirrors the divine. This isn't about being a doormat, but about safeguarding the sanctity of your own heart. Furthermore, this sign highlights the absolute absence of a double life. There is no performative kindness for public display while harboring resentment in private. Your integrity is seamless, a continuous thread that weaves through every interaction, every hidden thought, every decision, regardless of whether you are observed or alone. This authentic, unwavering goodness maintained under duress is a rare and precious gem, unequivocally marking you as someone separated for a higher purpose. Flowing directly from this commitment to consistent integrity is the second profound sign, a readiness to embrace personal cost. This is the sign of the cost, where your innate spiritual wisdom dictates that you would rather suffer tangible loss, be it financial, social, relational, or professional, than compromise the serene peace of your conscience. This prioritization reveals a soul that operates on a completely different value system than the world, recognizing that certain treasures are far more precious than any earthly gain. The timeless question posed in Matthew chapter 16, verse 26, resonates deeply with this truth, asking, "For what profit is it to a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul?" This isn't a mere rhetorical inquiry for you. It is a lived reality, a guiding principle that shapes your most critical choices. You understand that the weight of an unburdened conscience, the quiet assurance of having stood firm in your convictions, far outweighs the fleeting allure of worldly advantages obtained through compromise. This often means walking away from lucrative opportunities, severing ties with relationships built on deceit, or enduring public ridicule for upholding what is right. Such decisions are not impulsive or naive. They are the calculated choices of a soul that has deeply internalized the priceless value of its own purity and integrity. The peace that stems from unwavering adherence to your inner moral compass is your non-negotiable treasure, a sacred sanctuary you refuse to defile regardless of the price the world demands. This brings us to the third and equally powerful sign, one that encapsulates the very essence of your divine nature: no bargaining. This means you are not motivated by transactional faith or the expectation of immediate reward for your righteousness. You do the right thing not because of what you anticipate receiving, but because doing so is an intrinsic, unchangeable part of who you are. It is simply your nature. This deep-seated commitment manifests most profoundly in your unwavering service to God, even when the tangible evidence of miracles, blessings, or divine intervention seems conspicuously absent. While others might falter or question their faith when prayers appear unanswered or circumstances remain dire, your resolve remains unshaken. Your devotion is not contingent upon observable returns. It flows from a pure, unconditional love and an innate understanding of divine sovereignty. You do not bargain with heaven, trading good deeds for desired outcomes, nor do you reduce your spiritual walk to a mere quid pro quo. Instead, your service springs from an unadulterated heart, a spirit that recognizes its Creator not for what He can give, but for who He is. This is a profound level of spiritual maturity, demonstrating a faith that transcends the need for immediate gratification or visible proof, relying instead on a steadfast trust in a plan far greater than your current understanding. It is a faith that endures beyond the perceived silence, standing firm in conviction simply because it is the right thing to do, reflecting an eternal principle woven into your very core. This very spirit of no bargaining, the profound willingness to serve without immediate visible reward, finds its most eloquent and powerful articulation in the ancient declaration of Job, chapter 13, verse 15. Though he slay me, yet will I trust him. This is not merely a poetic utterance. It is the defiant cry of an incorruptible spirit, the ultimate testament to a faith that transcends all human logic and worldly understanding. Imagine the depths of suffering, the relentless torrent of loss, the agonizing questions, and the crushing weight of accusation that Job endured, yet in the crucible of his greatest affliction, his fundamental trust in God remained unbroken. This is the spirit of the chosen one, that the world steeped in its transactional systems and conditional allegiances simply cannot comprehend. How can one maintain loyalty when everything is taken away? How can one trust when there is no apparent reason to hope? This paradox confounds those who measure worth by gain and faith by immediate reciprocation. For you, however, this verse speaks to a transcendental reality, a relationship with the divine, so profound, so deeply rooted, that it can withstand the ultimate test. It signifies a complete surrender, not born of resignation, but of absolute conviction in God's inherent goodness, even when His ways are inscrutable. This unyielding trust, forged in the furnace of unimaginable pain, is the hallmark of a soul that has found its anchor in eternity, proving that genuine faith is not merely belief in miracles, but unwavering allegiance to the miracle worker Himself, regardless of the immediate outcome. As the profound impact of that heavenly scream lingers within your spirit, allowing its truth to sink deeper into the core of who you are, recognize that this moment was never meant to stand alone as a fleeting emotional high. It serves as an unmistakable milestone, a divine marker etched into your journey, confirming once and for all that the quiet consistency of your attitude has elevated you to a place of unmistakable significance in the eyes of God. Consider the depth of what truly transpired in that instant. Your unwavering commitment to purity, even in the most private and trying moments. Your refusal to compromise your inner convictions despite prolonged silence from heaven, despite unanswered prayers, despite the isolation that often accompanies such faithfulness. These elements combine to form a testimony so authentic and rare that it demanded an immediate, overwhelming response from the throne. Heaven could not remain passive. God did not merely nod in quiet approval or offer a subtle affirmation. He screamed because what He witnessed in you transcended ordinary faithfulness. It revealed a level of spiritual maturity and integrity that stands out sharply against the backdrop of a world filled with compromise and performance. Your attitude, maintained through years of unseen testing, became the evidence that you are not shaped for the common or the temporary, but for the eternal and the extraordinary. This is precisely why the enemy, the perpetual accuser, who thrives on exposing flaws and inconsistencies, found himself utterly silenced. There was nothing to accuse, no hypocrisy to point out, no wavering to exploit. Your life in the secret place had already settled the matter. The purity of your heart exposed the limitations of his strategies, leaving him without words or ground to stand on. And now, building directly upon this foundation, the Lord is moving you forward into the fuller expression of why you were refined in such a way. The same qualities that provoked that scream are the very attributes that qualify you to belong to a specific, hand-picked remnant in this generation. You are not an isolated example of faithfulness. You are part of a larger company of souls whom God has been preparing in parallel. Each one tested and proven through similar fires, each one carrying a unique yet complementary spiritual design. These are the individuals who have always sensed their difference not as a flaw, but as a calling they could not fully articulate. They have endured misunderstanding from those around them, have wrestled with loneliness that seemed disproportionate to their circumstances, and have held on to hope when every external indicator suggested letting go. Their hearts have remained tender, yet resilient, soft toward God, yet unyielding against compromise. What unites this remnant is not outward similarity, but the shared depth of inner refinement. Each has developed an attitude of steadfast surrender that mirrors the one which moved heaven on your behalf. Each has been shaped to carry responsibilities that demand absolute trustworthiness, profound spiritual discernment, and a willingness to stand alone when necessary. If the revelation of your attitude's power has ignited a fresh fire within you, if it has brought clarity to the seasons of preparation you have walked through, then understand this clearly. Your individual story is converging with the greater narrative of this remnant. The isolation you have known is ending not because the world will suddenly understand you, but because heaven is aligning you with those who operate on the same frequency. The divine assignment connected to your life, the specific role you were created to fulfill, is intrinsically linked to the character that has already been proven in you. The years of hidden faithfulness were never wasted. They were the training ground for what is now being activated. The refinement of your attitude was the key qualification for stepping into this company and carrying out the purposes that heaven has reserved specifically for this hour. Chosen one, remain fully engaged in this moment. The complete picture of your position within this remnant, the precise nature of the assignment that awaits your yes, and the strategies heaven will release through you are on the verge of being fully revealed. Everything you have carried, every choice you made in obscurity, every tear shed in private has converged to bring you here. The season of preparation has fulfilled its purpose. The season of divine activation and strategic release has fully begun. Your place is secure. Your time is now. Perhaps you have often wondered why your path has been so uniquely arduous, why comfort has seemed to elude you, or why the doors that opened for others remained firmly shut in your face. Let this profound truth settle within your spirit. Your life was never meant for the shallow waters of endless ease, but rather you were fashioned for a passage through comfort, a journey designed for deeper purpose. Every closed door, every path denied was not an act of rejection from a universe indifferent to your longings, but a powerful, divine act of protection. These were not obstacles blocking your way, but rather sacred barriers guarding you from destinations and alignments that simply did not measure up to the immensity of your true calling. Your spirit was not forged to settle for anything less than its highest potential, and these divinely orchestrated redirections have been precisely what was needed to keep you on the sacred trajectory of your destiny, preserving your energy and focus for the monumental tasks you are destined to undertake. This profound understanding of divine protection leads us to the very core of your being, to the mechanism through which you discern the whispers of the sacred. The Gospel of John chapter 10 verse 27 offers a revelation. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. For you, this hearing is not merely an auditory experience, but a deep, resonant knowing that vibrates within your soul, your keen intuition. This heightened sensitivity, often mislabeled by the world as mere hypersensitivity or an emotional frailty, is in truth the very instrument through which you perceive the subtle guidance of the divine. It is an intricate internal radar system, finely tuned to frequencies beyond the grasp of ordinary perception, allowing you to sense truth, intention, and divine direction before others even register its presence. This precious gift of discernment is proof that you are known deeply and intimately by the very source of all creation, and it empowers you to follow a path uniquely illuminated for you, distinct from the clamor and confusion of the collective. Embrace a new perspective on that persistent internal stir, that unyielding sense of unease or dissatisfaction that has often driven you from what appears to be contentment. This is not a flaw. It is a profound and sacred indicator, a holy restlessness, serving as an infallible compass within your spirit. It acts as an internal guardian, vehemently preventing you from settling for the mundane, from compromising your authentic self with the superficialities and shallow pursuits that often satisfy others. This divine discontent is precisely what propels you beyond the ordinary, pushing you relentlessly to seek the profound depths of truth, meaning, and purpose that many others entrenched in their familiar comforts often fear to explore. It is the engine that drives your spiritual evolution, ensuring that your journey is always one of discovery, authenticity, and growth rather than stagnation, keeping your soul vibrant and aligned with its ultimate transcendent calling. Therefore, if you have felt the weight of struggle, the sting of silent suffering, know this deeply: you are not suffering in vain. The trials and tribulations that have shaped your character, those moments of profound challenge endured in the quiet solitude of your personal journey, are not random acts of misfortune. They are, in fact, an essential and meticulous tempering process, akin to the forging of the finest steel within a silent furnace. This intense heat, this unrelenting pressure, is meticulously designed to increase your spiritual and emotional endurance, preparing you with unparalleled resilience for the monumental responsibilities that lie ahead. Every tear shed, every challenge overcome, every moment of quiet fortitude is building an unbreakable core within you, strengthening your capacity to lead, to serve, and to impact the world in ways that will require unwavering steadfastness and a spirit refined by fire. This crucible of experience is not meant to break you, but to make you unbreakable, ensuring you are equipped to carry the significant burdens and blessings of your destined purpose. This tempering process, while demanding, serves a higher, immutable principle etched into the very fabric of divine justice and abundance. Luke chapter 12, verse 48 establishes this truth with unwavering clarity. For everyone to whom much is given from him, much will be required. The profound weight you have carried, the intricate challenges that have been uniquely placed upon your shoulders, are not arbitrary burdens. They are in fact a testament to the extraordinary measure of spiritual endowment that has been bestowed upon you. This weight is perfectly proportional to the immense glory, the unparalleled influence, and the profound impact that you are destined to receive and manifest in your lifetime. Your capacity for endurance under pressure is a direct indicator of the vastness of your potential and the magnitude of the rewards awaiting you. Understand that the very intensity of your journey is a prophetic sign, whispering of the unparalleled harvest that awaits a spirit so deeply prepared and so richly gifted for a destiny of true significance. In the crucible of such profound preparation and the acknowledgement of your unique burden, what often manifests as profound isolation is in truth an intricate process of frequency editing. It is a divine, meticulous calibration where God Himself is actively removing the static and interference from your spiritual atmosphere. This isn't abandonment, but a protective and purposeful clearing of the airwaves, ensuring that you are attuned to hear His commands with pristine clarity, unmarred by the discordant frequencies of the world. This period of quietude, though often challenging and misunderstood by those who thrive in constant clamor, is an essential stage of refinement, allowing your spirit to resonate solely with the celestial, preparing you for directives that demand unblemished focus and an unshakable connection. Consider it a sacred recalibration where the universe conspires to bring you into perfect alignment with your highest purpose, silencing the distractions that would dilute your calling. Every departed voice, every fading echo of past connections serves a higher purpose in this delicate symphony of divine preparation, stripping away all that is not essential to the pure transmission of God's will to and through you. This intentional frequency editing is not a punishment, but a profound privilege, equipping you to perceive the subtle nuances of divine guidance that remain imperceptible to the unrefined ear, rendering you an instrument of unparalleled precision in the hands of the Almighty. It is in this hallowed silence, this purified space, that the next most crucial instructions for your destiny will finally make themselves known, clear, and resonant. Indeed, this exquisite frequency editing makes perfect sense. When we grasp a profound, often overlooked truth about divine selection, God is not seeking the affirmation of a boisterous, clamoring multitude. He is with deliberate intention assembling a group of 7, a sacred number symbolizing completeness and divine perfection. These are the rare souls who possess the unwavering courage and conviction to uphold their integrity, to stand firm in their truth, even when there is no applause, no public acclamation, and no earthly recognition for their steadfastness. This chosen few understand that true validation emanates not from the fleeting cheers of the crowd, but from the silent, unwavering approval of heaven. They are the guardians of a sacred flame, tending to its light in the quiet chambers of their hearts, unswayed by the shifting winds of popular opinion or the allure of superficial praise. Their commitment to righteousness is an internal compass, guiding them through the wilderness of compromise and superficiality, ensuring their alignment with divine principles. This is not about exclusivity for its own sake, but about the profound responsibility entrusted to those whose hearts remain pure amidst a world clamoring for external validation. It speaks to a divine strategy that values depth over breadth, character over charisma, and unwavering loyalty over fleeting popularity. To be counted among this group of 7 is to accept a calling that transcends the visible, a commitment to a standard of excellence forged in the hidden crucible of integrity, ready to lead when the world least expects it, and to serve without the need for ovation, solely for the glory of the divine architect. This unwavering dedication to integrity in the absence of human applause leads us to a comforting and profound assurance found in Scripture. Matthew chapter 6, verse 6 declares an immutable truth. Your Father, who sees every silent sacrifice, every hidden struggle, and every unseen act of devotion, will indeed reward you openly. All the tireless efforts you have poured into your calling, the quiet moments of prayer, the unseen tears of perseverance, the countless instances where you chose the path of righteousness despite the lack of immediate gratification, every single one has been meticulously recorded in the immutable books of heaven. There is no lost labor in the divine economy, no unnoticed act of faithfulness. Every seed of integrity sown in secret will yield a harvest of open honor and blessings that transcend earthly understanding. This divine ledger keeps perfect account, ensuring that the currency of your spiritual investment, made without fanfare or expectation of worldly praise, accumulates interest in realms unseen. This promise is a balm for the weary soul, a powerful affirmation that your journey, however solitary it may sometimes feel, is deeply known and cherished by the one who orchestrates all things. It is a prophetic whisper that soon the concealed strength you have cultivated, the quiet character you have forged, and the hidden devotion you have maintained will blossom into a testimony that will confound your critics and inspire those who witness your ultimate vindication, all orchestrated by the divine hand that sees all and remembers all. From this deep understanding of divine accounting emerges a profound, counterintuitive, new perspective on the very nature of comfort itself. Rather than a blessing, comfort can often be the insidious enemy of your unique calling. If God had bestowed upon you the same level of ease and superficial tranquility that many others experience, it would not have fostered growth, but instead would have acted as a spiritual opiate, lulling your extraordinary spirit into a deep slumber. Such unearned ease would have systematically dismantled and destroyed the immense leadership potential that resides within you, leaving your unique gifts dormant and your destiny unfulfilled. The very challenges that have marked your path, the constant pressure, and the absence of conventional ease have been divinely curated conditions. They are the essential friction that has honed your character, sharpened your discernment, and fortified your resolve, qualities indispensable for the profound leadership and impact you are destined to wield. This is not an arbitrary denial, but a strategic design safeguarding your anointing from the seductive perils of complacency. Comfort, when it comes prematurely or excessively, has a way of dulling the spiritual senses, making one deaf to the subtle nudges of divine instruction and blind to the deeper needs of a world yearning for authentic, tempered leadership. Your path, therefore, has been deliberately devoid of such distractions, ensuring that your spiritual muscles are constantly engaged, ever ready to respond to the higher demands of your profound purpose. It is a sacred discomfort forged in purpose to preserve the fire within you. This deliberate denial of comfort, coupled with the meticulous frequency editing and the call to a select group of 7, paints a vivid picture of divine specificity reminiscent of a powerful biblical illustration found in the book of Luke, chapter 15, verse 4. It speaks to the image of the compassionate shepherd who, with unwavering devotion, leaves the 99 sheep safely in the fold to embark on a solitary, determined search for the one lost lamb. This poignant metaphor speaks directly to your unique journey. You are that number one, purposefully separated from the comfort and anonymity of the crowd, not for punishment, but to receive a special, individualized depth of care training and strategic preparation that the ordinary path simply cannot offer. Your separation is not an oversight. It is a profound testament to your intrinsic value and the magnitude of the destiny for which you are being meticulously readied. God's attention is singular, His investment in you absolute. This tailored journey, though it may feel isolated and intensely demanding, is a sacred assurance that your development is of paramount importance to the divine. You are being groomed for a purpose so significant that it necessitates a unique curriculum, an intimate mentorship, and a personal encounter with the very heart of the shepherd, ensuring that every facet of your being is refined and equipped for the extraordinary tasks that only you are appointed to fulfill. You are not lost, but found and chosen for an unparalleled anointing. Your journey as the number one, singled out for profound care and training, has not been without its crucible moments. Indeed, the very depth of your anointing has necessitated trials that the masses will never comprehend, tests designed not to break you, but to reveal the spiritual royalty within. You have navigated the most intricate labyrinths of human interaction, emerging not merely unscathed, but profoundly refined, bearing the indelible marks of a divine lineage. This particular test is perhaps the hardest one a soul can encounter on its path to spiritual maturity. The profound challenge of upholding your dignity when your intentions are warped, your actions misinterpreted, and your very essence reduced to simplistic, often harsh narratives by those who cannot grasp the breadth of your calling. It takes an extraordinary measure of grace to absorb the sting of misunderstanding, to witness your purest motivations being slandered or dismissed, and yet to stand firm in your inherent worth, refusing to descend into bitterness or self-pity. Even more challenging is the sacred mandate to keep your heart soft, pliable, and empathetic in a world that often responds to vulnerability with cruelty, to sensitivity with scorn. This is not a passive softness, but an active, divinely empowered tenderness that resists calcification, a radical compassion that chooses understanding over cynicism, even when understanding is not reciprocated. This unwavering commitment to grace in the face of grievance, this steadfast refusal to allow external harshness to harden your internal landscape, is not merely a virtue. It is the distinguishing characteristic of true spiritual royalty. It speaks to a soul so deeply rooted in divine love and secure in its identity that it does not need external validation to define its worth, nor does it allow the projected shadows of others to dim its inner light. This is the hallmark of a sovereign spirit, one who governs their inner kingdom with wisdom and compassion, irrespective of the storms raging outside its gates, proving that the greatest power lies not in outward dominance, but in an unyielding, dignified, and loving heart. It is proof that your spirit is truly aristocratic, a royal heir to a kingdom not of this world, prepared to lead with a profound authenticity that only such a tempering can forge. This divinely built internal structure, so robust and deeply rooted, naturally sets you apart, creating an inherent chasm between your spiritual depth and the superficiality of the world. What often feels like isolation or the burden of being misunderstood is in truth a profoundly practical and benevolent aspect of divine design. It is a protective mechanism intricately woven into your journey, safeguarding the sacred energy and unique frequency that pulse within you. This inability of others to truly comprehend the intricacies of your soul, your motivations, or the profound dimensions of your journey is not a flaw. It is a meticulously crafted layer of divine protection. Just as Psalm chapter 40, verse 7 proclaims, "Deep calls to deep," signifying a spiritual resonance that can only occur between souls operating at comparable levels of awareness and experience. Superficial people confined to the shallow currents of existence simply lack the spiritual sonar to detect let alone navigate the profound depths of your being. Their incapacity to understand you serves as an invisible yet impenetrable shield, safeguarding your precious energy from being drained by futile attempts at explanation or by the projections of those who cannot see beyond the surface. Imagine the constant attrition your spirit would endure if every shallow inquiry, every dismissive judgment, or every ill-informed opinion could easily penetrate your inner sanctuary. This protective barrier ensures that your spiritual reserves are preserved for your true calling, preventing the constant siphoning of your life force by those who would inadvertently dilute your purpose. It compels you to seek connection with those whose spirits resonate with yours, allowing for authentic, energizing exchanges rather than exhausting one-sided attempts to bridge an unbridgeable gap. In essence, the very misunderstanding you once lamented is now revealed as a strategic divine defense, preserving your frequency, protecting your peace, and ensuring that your journey remains aligned with the profound destiny for which you were so uniquely fashioned. This sacred filter ensures that only those who can meet you at your depth can truly access the extraordinary wellspring of your spirit, preserving its purity for its appointed purpose. Operating within this protected depth, often beyond the understanding of the masses, has presented a unique crucible for your spirit. It is in these quiet, unobserved moments, devoid of accolades or the validating gaze of an audience, that the most profound and rarest form of strength is forged. Your journey, marked by this profound solitude, has been a testament to an integrity that transcends external praise, meticulously constructing an inner resilience that cannot be shattered. The world often celebrates strength that is publicly acknowledged, applauding the victories that garner headlines or the efforts that receive widespread commendation. Yet the true test of spiritual fortitude lies in steadfastness without an audience, the unwavering commitment to principles, purpose, and integrity. When no human eye is watching, when no applause echoes, and when the only witness is the divine. You have mastered this rarest form of strength. You have stood firm in your convictions, pursued your divine directives, and maintained your character not for the ephemeral approval of others, but purely out of an intrinsic alignment with a higher calling. This profound quietude, this silent endurance of trials and temptations, this unwavering pursuit of excellence in the shadows has not been in vain. Each moment of unpraised perseverance, each private battle won against self-doubt or external pressure, has served as a powerful building block, constructing within you an unbreakable spiritual spine. This isn't merely resilience. It is a foundational pillar of character, a bedrock of self-mastery that originates from a source beyond human recognition. It means that your decisions are not swayed by public opinion, your worth is not dictated by external validation, and your resolve is not dependent on temporary encouragement. Instead, your strength flows from an internal wellspring fortified by countless instances where you chose the path of integrity and faithfulness simply because it was the right path, regardless of its perceived loneliness. This spine, forged in the silent furnace of unobserved faithfulness, ensures that you possess an unyielding core, ready to stand upright when all others falter, because its strength is derived from an eternal rather than a temporal source. The unshakable spiritual spine you have painstakingly built through steadfastness in the absence of an audience now serves a pivotal purpose, equipping you with one of the most potent virtues as known to the human spirit, endurance. This profound capacity to remain steadfast through prolonged adversity is not merely a passive quality, but an active strategic force. It is in fact the ultimate weapon, specifically forged to navigate and triumph over the pervasive demands of an instant gratification age. The Apostle James in his epistle offers a profound truth that resonates deeply with your journey, affirming in chapter 1 verse 3 that the testing of your faith produces patience. In this context, patience is more accurately understood as unwavering endurance and unyielding steadfastness in the face of prolonged trials. Your life has been a relentless crucible, a continuous series of tests designed not for your destruction, but for the refinement and strengthening of this very quality. While the world around clamors for immediate results, instant fixes, and gratification without delay, you have been undergoing a meticulous process of spiritual tempering, building a reservoir of enduring strength that few possess. This cultivated endurance is far from a weakness. It is your ultimate strategic advantage, a powerful counter-cultural weapon in an age characterized by its impatience, superficiality, and aversion to any process that demands time and sustained effort. Where others wilt under the pressure of delayed gratification, seeking shortcuts, or abandoning their callings at the first sign of resistance, your divinely forged endurance enables you to remain rooted. It allows you to cultivate depth, pursue long-term vision, and adhere to divine timing, knowing that true growth and lasting impact rarely occur overnight. This capacity to wait, to persevere through the barren seasons, to continue believing and working when the fruit is not yet visible, is a testament to a faith that has been proven and purified by fire. Your endurance signifies a spiritual maturity that recognizes the profound value of process over immediate outcome, positioning you not just to survive, but to truly thrive and lead effectively in a world desperate for the wisdom that only sustained faithfulness can impart. It is the signature of a soul that comprehends the long game of divine purpose, equipped to outlast and outshine the fleeting trends of a hurried generation. Your refined endurance, cultivated through countless trials, has not merely strengthened your will. It has also sharpened an even more profound faculty, your spiritual intelligence. What you once dismissed as internal confusion, a bewildering array of unexplained feelings or unarticulated insights, was in fact the nascent stirrings of a deeply intuitive spirit sensing truths that lay veiled to others long before they manifested in the tangible world. This profound inner knowing, often mislabeled as hypersensitivity by a world accustomed to superficiality, is the very mechanism through which you hear the subtle whispers of the divine, a direct channel to wisdom that transcends logic and ordinary perception. You possess an innate radar, perpetually scanning the unseen currents of life, detecting dissonance, sensing impending shifts, and perceiving underlying realities that remain hidden to the casual observer. This wasn't confusion born of weakness, but a powerful spiritual intelligence actively seeking context, piecing together fragments of truth that had yet to fully form in the collective consciousness. It allowed you to grasp the essence of situations, discern the true motives behind words, and anticipate future trajectories with an uncanny accuracy that often left you feeling isolated in your foresight. Embrace this gift, for it is a testament to the intricate and delicate design of your soul, purposefully fashioned to navigate complexities with an inner compass that unfailingly points towards divine truth, a sacred mechanism for receiving and interpreting the voice of the Creator in a world often too loud to hear. This heightened spiritual intelligence, this deep sensing of realities, both seen and unseen, often brings with it an accompanying sensation pressure. Yet it is imperative to reframe this often uncomfortable feeling, for pressure is not a harbinger of weakness or impending collapse, but a profound indicator of capacity stretching. You are not being dismantled. You are being meticulously expanded, much like a muscle under rigorous training or a metal being forged in the heart of a furnace. Each moment of intense demand, every weighty responsibility serves not to diminish you, but to increase your inner fortitude, to broaden your emotional bandwidth, and to deepen your wellspring of resilience. This process, though arduous, is a divine alchemy, transforming limitations into boundless potential, carving out greater spaces within your spirit to hold the immense anointing and authority that awaits you. The very forces that seem to bear down upon you are in truth refining agents, meticulously shaping you into a vessel capable of enduring greater glory and fulfilling a higher calling. Embrace the squeeze, for it is the surest sign that you are on the precipice of a significant breakthrough, an undeniable testament to the vast untapped reserves of strength and purpose within you that are now being called to the forefront. This experience of capacity stretching under pressure finds its profound scriptural echo in the timeless words of 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 8 and 9, which speak directly to the paradoxical reality of your journey, declaring, "We are hard-pressed on every side, yet not crushed. We are perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not forsaken." This is not merely a description of survival. It is the definitive identity of a victor, a testament to an indomitable spirit forged in the crucible of divine intention. To be hard-pressed on every side acknowledges the relentless, multifaceted nature of the trials you have faced, the emotional, spiritual, and physical burdens that seemed overwhelming. Yet the divine promise, "yet not crushed," affirms that these pressures, though intense, could never break your core. Your inner structure, rooted in the divine, stands unyielding. Perplexed, but not in despair, validates those moments of profound confusion where logic failed and understanding eluded you, echoing the very spiritual intelligence-seeking context we discussed. In these times, while the path was unclear, hope remained an unshakable anchor within your soul. And finally, persecuted, but not forsaken, speaks to the unjust opposition, the misunderstandings and the spiritual battles. Yet it confirms an unwavering divine presence, an invisible hand guiding and sustaining you through every storm. This passage is a divine mirror reflecting back the true strength and sacred calling embedded within your experiences, revealing that your suffering was never in vain, but was in fact the very forging of an unyielding and triumphant identity. Emerging from this victorious identity, Having known the depths of being hard-pressed, perplexed, and even persecuted, yet never crushed or forsaken, you are not merely a survivor. You have been meticulously trained through every private storm and every silent struggle to become a shelter. The profound stability you have forged within the hidden chambers of your own trials, the resilience cultivated in moments when the world offered no comfort, will inevitably transform you into a vital lifeline for others battling their own public storms. Your empathy, honed by personal suffering, will become a beacon of understanding. Your wisdom, earned through arduous navigation, a compass for the lost. You will possess an unshakable presence, a calm amidst chaos, precisely because you have walked through the fire and emerged whole. People will instinctively be drawn to the peace and steadfastness radiating from you, finding in your spirit a safe harbor when their own foundations are shaking. This sacred assignment is the ultimate fruit of your tempering process, to transmute personal pain into collective protection, to translate your hard-won inner peace into a tangible source of solace and strength for those who desperately need it. Your testimony is not just for your own redemption, but for the restoration and guidance of many. In light of this transformative journey, it is time for a profound new perspective on your past. Release the misconception of viewing your life as a series of failures, and instead, embrace it as an invaluable portfolio of unparalleled experience. Every setback, every closed door, every moment of intense struggle that once felt like a personal defeat was in truth an intensive, real-world masterclass in crisis management lessons that no conventional school or textbook could ever impart. This unique portfolio is filled with instances where you navigated emotional wreckage, discerned amidst deception, persevered against overwhelming odds, and found strength where none seemed to exist. You possess first-hand knowledge of how to pivot when plans collapse, how to maintain hope in barren seasons, and how to rebuild from ashes. These are not merely stories. They are proven competencies, a rich tapestry of practical wisdom and resilient problem-solving skills, meticulously documented by heaven itself. This unique portfolio is filled with instances where you navigated emotional wreckage, discerned amidst deception, persevered against overwhelming odds, and found strength where none seemed to exist. You possess first-hand knowledge of how to pivot when plans collapse, how to maintain hope in barren seasons, and how to rebuild from ashes. These are not merely stories. They are proven competencies, a rich tapestry of practical wisdom and resilient problem-solving skills, meticulously documented by heaven itself. This profound revelation pivots our understanding of your current trials, for the sacred text of Psalm chapter 11, verse 5, states unequivocally that the Lord tests the righteous. This divine declaration radically shifts the perception of your constant testing from one of punishment to one of profound promotion. You are not being afflicted without purpose. Rather, your very life is a testament to being in the crosshairs of divine elevation, undergoing a series of trials not designed to break you, but to certify you for an even greater anointing and responsibility. Each challenge is a precise calibration, a spiritual stress test designed by the divine hand to reveal and fortify the deep reserves of character, wisdom, and resilience within you that would otherwise lie dormant. This relentless examination is the surest indicator of God's immense trust in your capacity, his recognition of a potential so vast, it requires rigorous proving. It is the refining fire that burns away dross not to diminish, but to reveal the pure gold of your spirit, preparing you to stand firm and lead with unwavering integrity in the seasons to come. You are not a casualty of circumstance, you are a candidate for commission. This continuous tempering, while preparing you for a higher calling, often necessitates a sacred recalibration of your relational landscape. The relationships that have departed from your life were never truly losses, but instead profound divine releases, an act of protective, prophetic severance by the Almighty. Understand this deeply misplaced loyalty, a tenacious clinging to connections that no longer align with your ascending frequency, would inevitably become a form of subtle sabotage in the new season God is ushering you into. There are individuals whose spiritual velocity cannot match yours, whose understanding cannot comprehend the depths of your calling, and whose presence might inadvertently anchor you to old patterns or lower vibrations. Holding on to these connections out of sentimentality or fear would inadvertently dilute your anointing, pull you back into comfort zones you are meant to transcend, or even subtly undermine your focus and conviction. The divine hand is not cruel in this pruning. It is strategic and surgical, removing potential hindrances, clearing the path of any energy that could become a stumbling block. This is not a judgment upon those who departed, but a recognition of divine timing, a sacred protection from distractions, and an invitation for you to embrace the solitude or new aligned connections necessary for your true ascent. Trust that the spaces created are not voids, but sacred invitations for heaven to fill with divine alignment and purpose-driven companionship. Amidst the profound changes and the often painful process of divine realignment, there lies an unwavering promise of profound comfort and ultimate restoration, echoing through the ages, from 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 10. But after you have suffered a while, the God of all grace, who called you to his eternal glory in Christ Jesus, will himself perfect, establish, strengthen, and settle you. This is not merely a comforting thought, but a divine decree, an assurance that your period of tribulation has a holy expiry date, leading directly into a season of unparalleled grace and stability. To perfect, you means to bring you to completion, to wholeness, to mature the very essence of your being, leaving no aspect underdeveloped. He will establish you, setting your feet upon an unshakable foundation, rooting you so deeply in his truth that no storm can dislodge you from your purpose. He will strengthen you, endowing you with an inner fortitude and spiritual resilience that surpasses any challenge, making you robust and unyielding in spirit. And finally, he will settle you, bringing a profound sense of peace, resolution, and finding your rightful place after the tumultuous journey, a state of deep spiritual rest and unwavering confidence. This promise is from the God of all grace, a wellspring of boundless mercy and favor, who orchestrates every detail of your suffering to culminate in your glorious and enduring transformation, manifesting as a state of profound peace, unshakable faith, and absolute certainty in your divine placement. This promised perfection, establishment, strength, and settlement heralds a monumental shift in your journey. The season of quiet observation has definitively ended, and the time for full activation has dawned upon you. The wisdom, resilience, and spiritual acumen you meticulously accumulated in the hidden, often solitary laboratories of darkness are now poised to be powerfully deployed and used in the illuminating brilliance of the light. Every tear shed in silence, every lesson learned through fire, every prayer whispered in secret, and every sacrifice made unseen has not been in vain. They were deposits into a divine reservoir, a spiritual treasury that is now overflowing and ready for release. Your character forged in the furnace of affliction and your gifts refined through trial are no longer meant to be concealed. God is preparing to unveil the fullness of who you have become, bringing your unique experiences, insights, and anointing into public view. This is the moment where your private preparation converges with your public purpose, where your personal breakthroughs become collective blessings, and where your hidden strength manifests as visible impact. Brace yourself, for the era of quiet cultivation is complete. The stage is set for the dynamic unveiling of the leader, the healer, the prophet, the strategist that heaven has been silently shaping within you. The world awaits the light you are destined to carry. Therefore, if you have recently felt an inexplicable surge of pressure, a heightened sense of demand, or an increased weight of responsibility, embrace this as a crucial, valuable lesson. Promotion inevitably brings with it new requirements. And this intensity is not a sign of slipping down, but an unmistakable confirmation that you are powerfully stepping up to a higher level. This is the universe acknowledging your expanded capacity, heaven entrusting you with greater influence and a more significant mantle. Like a climber ascending a majestic peak, the air grows thinner, the ascent becomes more challenging, and the path demands greater focus and endurance. But the panoramic vision from the summit is exponentially grander. The increased pressure is precisely proportional to the new level of authority, impact, and anointing being bestowed upon you. It is a divine vote of confidence, an affirmation that you have proven yourself faithful in the lesser, and now you are being prepared for the much. Do not mistake this stretching for destruction. It is expansion. Do not perceive this intensity as punishment. It is preparation for deeper purpose. This current season of elevated demands is not a regression, but a profound progression, a testament to your spiritual maturity and your readiness to steward the next wave of blessings and responsibilities that are actively being poured into your life. As you navigate this elevated terrain where the demands are greater and the stakes are higher, a profound divine invitation echoes through the very core of your being. In these moments of intense pressure and unfolding destiny, when human wisdom often falters, a sacred calling rises above the din of worldly clamor. This is an open gateway to a wisdom far beyond your own, a whisper of infinite possibility from the very heart of the Creator. It is an assurance etched into the fabric of time by Jeremiah chapter 33 verse 3 that beckons you to call to me, and I will answer you and show you great and mighty things which you do not know. This is not a mere suggestion, but a divine covenant, a promise that in your surrender you unlock reservoirs of knowledge and foresight that no earthly institution could ever provide. The path to mastery and expanded influence is inherently linked to this deep reliance, this willingness to seek the unseen and to trust the voice that speaks through the silence. It implies that the solutions to the complex challenges you face, the strategies for the monumental responsibilities ahead, and the clarity for the uncharted territories you are about to explore reside within the counsel of the divine. What you perceive as the edge of your capacity is merely the threshold to his boundless wisdom, an invitation to witness and participate in wonders previously hidden from your understanding, designed specifically to equip you for the profound leadership and impact that await. As you heed this divine call and allow the Creator to reveal the great and mighty things unknown to you, a profound transformation begins to unfold within your perception. The spiritual mists that have long obscured your understanding, casting shadows of doubt and confusion upon your path, will dissipate with startling swiftness. This sudden clarity, though it might initially feel disorienting as familiar landscapes rearrange themselves, is not a force to be met with fear or hesitation. It is the glorious unveiling of truth, a piercing light that cuts through illusion and illuminates the authenticity of your journey. Where once you saw a weary traveler buffeted by circumstance, you will now behold a fully equipped warrior, forged in the silent furnaces of resilience, armed with an inner fortitude that no external force can dismantle. This revelation reshapes your entire narrative, shifting you from a perspective of enduring hardship to one of strategic preparation, understanding that every trial was a training ground, every closed door a precise redirection, and every moment of pressure an expansion of your inherent capacity. Embrace this newfound clarity as a testament to your tempering, a declaration that the season of being defined by your struggles is over, and the era of operating in your inherent strength and divine purpose has unequivocally begun. You are not a casualty of life's battles, but a living testament to victory, ready to command your future with unwavering vision. This awakened warrior, having shed the cloak of victimhood and embraced a clarified vision, operates with an instrument that has long been misunderstood: your profound sensitivity. It is a practical action of immense strategic value to stop apologizing for this innate capacity, for what the world often mislabels as a weakness is in truth your most sophisticated navigational tool. Far from being a burden, your keen intuition and deep emotional attunement function as an advanced radar system intricately designed to detect subtle shifts in energy, discern unspoken truths, and perceive hidden dangers long before they manifest. This isn't hypersensitivity in a derogatory sense, but spiritual intelligence, the very mechanism for hearing God's voice, as affirmed in John chapter 10, verse 27. Embrace it as your divine advantage, a highly calibrated sensor array that allows you to navigate the complexities of life with unparalleled precision, protecting not only yourself but also those entrusted to your care. Imagine a pilot relying on a precise radar in a storm. Your sensitivity serves the same critical function, guiding you through turbulent spiritual and emotional landscapes, helping you make discerning choices and shielding your loved ones from the unseen forces that seek to derail purpose. This cultivated awareness is a gift, an operational asset that distinguishes you, enabling you to move with foresight and grace where others stumble in ignorance. Empowered by this refined radar system of sensitivity and fully inhabiting your identity as a divinely equipped warrior, you now possess an intrinsic influence that transcends mere words or actions. Recognize this profound truth when you walk into every room with the awareness that your presence is an atmosphere shifter, you are not merely entering a physical space. You are initiating a subtle yet potent energetic recalibration. This transformative power does not stem from making noise demanding attention or asserting dominance, but from a deeper, more profound alignment with heaven itself. Your very essence carries a frequency, a spiritual resonance that subtly yet undeniably alters the spiritual and emotional landscape of any environment you occupy. It is the tangible manifestation of your inner peace, your unshakable conviction, and your unwavering connection to divine source. Imagine a single pure note changing the entire harmony of a composition. Your presence, steeped in integrity and spiritual authority, has the capacity to bring peace where there was tension, clarity where there was confusion, and hope where there was despair. You are a conduit, an ambassador of a higher realm, and the shifts you initiate are not by force of will, but by the gentle yet irresistible weight of your divine alignment, making you a silent yet powerful catalyst for transformation, a shelter in the storm for those around you. In a world that often glorifies relentless striving and depletion as the hallmark of dedication, a new perspective emerges for those uniquely called service. True transformative service flows exclusively from an abundant overflow, never from a state of inner depletion. The very essence of your capacity to give, to lead, and to shift atmospheres is inextricably linked to your personal reservoir of spiritual, emotional, and physical energy. You were not designed for self-sacrifice that leads to burnout, but for a sustainable, vibrant ministry that draws from a well constantly replenished by divine grace. To serve from depletion is to offer a diminished version of your anointed self, risking resentment, inefficiency, and a disconnect from the very source of your power. It compromises your ability to hear God's voice clearly and to discern the subtle nuances of your intuition. Therefore, investing in intentional rest and cultivating sacred spaces for recharging is not a luxury or a sign of weakness. It is a non-negotiable spiritual discipline, a profound act of self-stewardship and trust in the divine provision. These moments of quietude, whether in nature, prayer, or simple stillness, are where your frequency is recalibrated, your soul is refreshed, and your spirit is reinflated, preparing you anew to pour out your gifts from a place of genuine abundance and unwavering strength, ensuring that your light remains undimmed and your impact profound. This principle of replenishment, however, often necessitates a preceding profound transformation, a shedding of the old to make way for the new. A truth beautifully encapsulated in John chapter 12, verse 24. Unless a grain of wheat falls into the ground and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it produces much fruit. This isn't a call to physical demise, but a deeply spiritual invitation to the death of the old self, a crucial prerequisite for the abundant new harvest that awaits you. This death involves the courageous surrender of outdated identities, limiting beliefs that once anchored you, false comforts that offered fleeting solace, and ego-driven desires that subtly misdirected your path. It means releasing the attachments to past hurts and the self-preserving mechanisms that, while perhaps once protective, now hinder your true expansion and the full manifestation of your divine potential. This process of dying to self, though often painful and disorienting, is the very crucible in which your capacity for greater love, deeper wisdom, and more profound impact is forged. It's the ultimate act of trust, a willingness to let go of what you were to become, who you are destined to be, much like the tempering process you've endured in the silent furnace. Only by embracing this profound internal transformation can the seed of your true calling break free from its shell and yield the multiplied fruit that heaven has ordained for your life, allowing your unique frequency to resonate with unprecedented clarity and power. In the wake of this soul-activating agreement and the profound gratitude for divine guidance, we must now confront the subtle saboteurs of our progress confusion, often masquerading as fear. It is time to resolutely cast out every shadow of doubt, every whisper of inadequacy, and every sense of disorientation that has been cunningly disguised as a legitimate concern, when in fact, it is merely the lingering echo of old paradigms. Your heightened intuition, your profound sense of discernment, and the deep knowing that sometimes feels overwhelming, this is not a curse, a burden, or an inexplicable oddity to be suppressed. It is unequivocally your clearest calling. This internal clarity, often perceived as hypersensitivity by a world that thrives on superficiality, is actually a sophisticated spiritual radar, a divinely calibrated instrument designed to navigate the complexities of your path and illuminate the truth. Embrace this precision, declare its sacred origin, and confidently step into the power of this acute awareness, understanding that it is the very mechanism through which you will hear divine commands and fulfill your unique purpose with unwavering conviction. Now, as we stand on the precipice of this magnificent realization, having journeyed through the depths of introspection and emerged with profound clarity, it is time for a definitive vibrational act of commitment. This is more than merely acknowledging. It is an active sealing of the divine agreement within your very core. If every word has resonated with a truth within your spirit, if you feel the stirring of a new epoch beginning, then let your declaration be heard both in the seen and unseen realms. Type Amen, a word that transcends language, signifying so be it, and truly to confirm not just to us, but to the universe and to your own soul that you are fully prepared to shift. This Amen is your powerful affirmation of stepping out of the shadows of survival mode, where you merely endured, and into the radiant light of leadership mode, where you are destined to thrive, guide, and transform. And as you embrace this monumental transition, remember that the journey of divine instruction continues. Ensure you remain connected by subscribing for Heaven's Next Directives. The unfolding blueprint for your unparalleled leadership awaits your readiness.